Beautiful.
Oh, hi, Ben.
Hi there.
Well, hey dear.
Hi,
We're
Jim.
it. That's it. We're in.
Oh, we're in.
Yeah, we're in.
Oh, okay.
That's as simple as it is.
I was just
All right.
being really annoying, and I thought
That's a great way to start these things because usually people are getting all nervous and trying to be quiet and not sure exactly what to do.
Do we start talking yet?
Yeah,
We also got to do the clink glasses thing.
Oh yeah, we got to do
We
that.
forgot one time.
That's probably a few times.
Cheers.
It's a damn
Especially
shame.
since we've been starting these shows out drinking.
Cheers.
All right.
You
So
want
welcome,
popcorn?
man.
Thank you.
We got Ben Battenfield.
Yeah,
with
well,
us today.
Battenfield?
Battenfield.
Nice.
It's German.
German.
3 different words. Battenfeld.
Battenfield.
Battenfield.
Yeah.
That's gonna.
So yeah, and you didn't bring any German beer, which is kind of a disappointment.
Yeah.
It's at
Fuck,
home.
fuck up.
I'm Willie's roommate for all those.
That's
who are
also-
watching.
yes.
You also didn't bring any German beer, so
That's his fault.
I don't bring anything.
double disappointment here.
I brought myself. I brought my amazing stories.
He brought you and your
I brought my
stories.
life. I'm opening it up to you guys.
Right.
It's
Well, so
all.
that's-
It's all. It's all going to be on the
Bars,
table today.
No bars hold. You know.
No bars held.
Yeah.
No anything held.
We got this.
All right.
Game time.
So yeah, man. Okay,
Good
so
price on it.
continuing on because we talked about a few of these as we were warming up here,
Yeah.
before we started the show.
Talking about Ben's work.
But yeah, you so you're EMT or
I'm
paramedic?
Paramedic.
Okay.
So yeah, difference between EMT and paramedic. EMTs are the Robin to my Batman. Is the best way I can explain it, and it kind of sounds a little bit condescending, but it's not. It's EMTs need to know every tool on my belt. They need to know how it works, why I use it,
Right.
but they're not allowed to actually do it, and it's just some
Well,
stupid
not
bullshit.
certified
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
thing,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like a difference in experience too, right?
Yeah, sure. It's so to become a paramedic, you have to be an EMT for at least 2 years. For most schools, there's a couple private schools that you just pay out the wazoo, and they're like,
Right.
whatever.
They'll sign you off and
We'll
call
just,
it good. Yeah.
we'll just,
it's
pay us
good
an extra
enough,
10
yeah.
grand.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
pay to win.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the pay to win version. And so people typically in this field, you can either look at it. I look at it the same way as a 4-year degree because it's pretty much the exact same thing. You go 2 years as an EMT. It's like a semester course at Sierra College.
Right.
2 years as an EMT. Then you start becoming. You're like, I could. Maybe I know the ins and outs of I know the the tools of the trade. I know the tips and tricks.
Yeah.
You're starting to feel a little bit
And
confident.
Are you doing work as you're doing this? Are you doing all
as
the
you're doing
job
school.
experience? Yeah.
So it's
Because
and
that's
then-
where you're really going to be.
exactly yeah.
Yeah.
And then so paramedic school is about a 2-year process
Mm-hmm.
with internships and clinicals and all that stuff. And so usually I say it's a 4-year degree to become a paramedic because it's 2 years as an EMT and then
Right.
2 years of schooling as a paramedic, and you're working the entire time, and it's all hands-on learning. It's
Right.
all hands-on training. It's
High stress
exactly
environments.
yeah. It's you fuck up, you killed someone. Like I
It's-
mean,
which-
I'm not like
No, and that's it. Quite
Uh-huh.
literally, because you're dealing with bloody, pulsating shit all day long.
Life and death shit. Yeah.
Yeah, which is what separates.
Let's say something real quick.
Yeah.
Like 9 out of 10 calls are bullshit. But
yeah.
like the 1 out of 10 that like it actually matters and like shit's hitting the fan and real
Right.
stuff's happening, you're like, oh fuck,
This is a
my
thing.
my butthole just clenched. Just went
Butthole clenching
butthole
experience.
clenching
right
experience.
here.
You're just like, oh
Yeah.
okay, my voice is going up a couple
Right?
octaves.
Like, gotta do this shit.
Oh fuck, I'm actually in charge of this right now.
Right? Yeah, that's
I'm 19 years old and someone just handed me their baby.
right. And the baby's choking or dying,
Yeah,
or bleeding,
and-
or something crazy. Yeah.
And so that's why it has to become muscle memory because your fight or flight, that click.
But that's the one that really matters. Is
Mm-hmm.
it's either going because two things are going to happen. Either you're going to lock up,
Yep.
or you're going to take
Perfect
the necessary
example, yep.
moves to you're just going to assess situation and go.
Yeah.
Right. And that's how you figure out who should
Definitely.
and shouldn't be. Yeah.
You learn very quickly. That's why you have the 2-year process to be an EMT because anyone can become an EMT like that. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's not hard.
Right.
I mean, not to say that people who have like
It's
failed the
challenging
class-
work by
yes,
all means. Yeah.
but it's not a lot of effort to become an EMT, and I usually even like people who are in high school and like I don't know what I want to do with my life. Hey,
great.
go
Yeah.
get your EMT, start working for a BS transfer.
Well, because it's a trade, and nonetheless, you can apply that skill somewhere.
and then you're like,
yeah.
oh shit, I do want to become a nurse. You know, awesome,
Yeah.
cool.
Turns
Just
out
have
you
some
love
great
helping
experience.
people.
Yeah, exactly. You go, dude, I hate this. I hate people. I don't want to be around them. Cool.
Right.
Go get out of here.
Yeah.
Like
You only spent 2 years of your life trying. Not even 2
not
years.
even 2 years. You
It's-
a semester course at Sierra College.
Yeah.
Like,
That's how you get in. Yeah.
and so it's maybe a total of like $200 that you're
Yeah,
throwing
it's
in.
nothing.
And
Yeah.
so I always advocate that stuff, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I love it.
Dude, how old were you when you had your first like oh shit call? Like, because you one of those 1 out of 10 calls.
Oh,
not a
dude,
bullshit
do you want to
call.
hear the story of my very first emergency call ever?
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
Hell yeah! All right, so you guys know the In and Out on Madison and
Oh
80.
yeah, where all the
Okay.
hookers are. I love that.
All the hookers there, and meth heads apparently.
Well, you're right across the street from
sometimes,
Dayton.
yeah,
Right?
sometimes
And
they're one and the same.
So there's a La Quinta Inn right behind it.
Yep.
Okay, so we get called to the La Quinta Inn, and I'm riding with Paul Watts. He was my. This was me while I was in EMT school doing a ride along
Yeah.
with a 911 unit.
Okay.
You're
green as fuck,
I'm
then.
green as fuck.
Yeah.
Hey guys, my name's Ben.
What's up?
I have my trauma shoes. I have my multi-tool. I have my
Hey,
Batman belt.
you're ready for action here.
So we call them Ricky Rescues. The people
Yeah.
who have like just everything on. Like
Yeah.
honestly, in the
Super
field,
ready.
You're a fucking action figure.
what I carry in the field right now is like I got like a pen
Yeah.
and a pen light.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, because you
Half
figure
the time I
out
don't
things
care
you
the
can
pen
do with
light.
those.
Because the point is, you got a Ricky Rescue somewhere around that you can just, hey, fucking Jeff, give me your shit.
But no. You just call him Ricky. You don't call him.
Yeah,
no,
Ricky, yeah.
Ricky. Anyone
Or
who's
Barbie.
the Proby,
You know?
Proby,
Yeah.
call him a Ricky.
Yeah.
Ricky Rescue, that's EMT student. Who? Because I'm now a FTO training officer, and so I get all the Ricky Rescues.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
Like, hey, I'm ready to learn, man. I'm like, I'm gonna teach you some
Oh,
shit.
they
kid.
got
Gonna
stars
learn
in their
today.
eyes and shit.
Gonna learn today. And
That's great.
so we went to this La Quinta, and
La Quinta Inn.
we got called for this dude vomiting blood.
Okay.
That's good.
It's a good
You
start.
know,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's going
good
live from
Saturday
Sound
night.
Shoot, and I'm sitting in the back of the ambulance like, oh my God, we're doing this! This is happening!
That's right. You're super
Like,
green at this
yeah, but
point.
I'm
yeah.
like keeping a straight face and super cool about
Keeping
it,
it
right?
cool, yeah.
And so we show up, and my preceptor's like, hey man, you want to do the first assessment? I was like, fuck yes, I do.
Yeah.
Except I didn't cuss this time because I was like,
Well,
I
'cause
was a
you're
good
green,
kid.
yeah.
I was a green kid. I was like, yes sir, please sir,
All right.
I would like to, sir. Okay, sir.
And
so,
he's chuckling on the
yeah,
inside.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Him and his, thinking back on this, he was. I laugh at kids like that now.
Yeah. So he was having a good time.
Oh
He's
yeah,
like,
for sure.
Watch this.
And he's like, oh, this kid actually cares about the job and actually cares about what he's
Right.
doing, and they sort
Wants
of
to
assess
see
that.
some professional
Paul and I are
person
still good friends
effort.
now, and like him and I are Facebook friends, and we message each other. Like I ask him questions because he's a paramedic.
Yeah.
And so show up to this dude. He's just huddled over. We see this guy in like grungy jacket, huddled over a trash can, and we have like security everywhere.
Right.
And I was like, what's going on? And Paul's like, all right, Ben, that's your man.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay. Hey there, my name's Ben Battenfield. I'm a paramedic.
Good
you know,
lord.
no, actually, I wasn't a
Yeah.
paramedic. I'm an EMT at this time.
Yeah.
Hey, my name's Ben Battenfield. I'm an EMT. I'm here to help you. What's going on today? You know? And he's
He's, like,
grizzled,
not into it,
this
yeah.
grizzled man who looks like he's like 90 years old. Man, he's 30. You know,
Yeah.
somewhere in his 30s. Meth
Crack,
head. He's like,
cocaine. Yeah.
what the fuck do you want? I was like, oh, nothing.
Just your pulse.
I was just gonna check your vital signs, sir. Is that okay? You know? He's like, the fuck? Get the fuck out of here, kid. Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck are you doing? And then he swings at me.
Oh shit.
I didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
Paul apparently saw it coming miles away because I see all of a sudden out of the corner of my eye this hand just go boom and catch his wrist,
Yeah.
and I was like, ah! Like there's a fist next to my
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Catches it.
Batman's here
and
now.
then just like elbows
Yeah.
him in the face. Just elbows this dude in the face.
He don't
Just-
give a fuck.
no, he doesn't give a
Justice.
fuck. He swung it. He swung it.
Yeah.
He swung. We're good. He swung. We're good.
Yeah.
And then like just fire guys. Like, I've never seen just like pile, just grabbing and pulling him back.
Yeah.
Just throw him down on the
Oh, my
stretcher,
God.
strap him down. Like
Yep.
get the fuck down on the stretcher. Get the fuck down.
We're just
Right.
trying to assess you.
Strap him down. Got like tape
Yeah.
across his forehead.
Yeah,
holding
doing
his
the-
head
yeah,
back.
holding his head back, one of those.
You know, got his arms in this psychiatric restraints, like soft restraints. Okay,
Right.
we're not monsters.
Right.
And just like, I was just sitting there on the floor, like, just sitting, like, I remember the entire time I was just like sitting back down on the floor, like, on my ass, just like, I could have just died. Like,
This meth head
what
could have
the
stabbed
fuck?
me in the jugular.
What the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
And Paul was like, dude, I thought you were gonna shit your pants. I was like, I might have. But like, you know, and it just turned
Yeah.
out like this dude, and then he had esophageal varices, which is like lots of alcohol and smoking meth will cause erosion
there
of
you
the
go.
Gotcha, yeah.
throat veins, and it causes them to just the wall, the
The esophagus wall.
esophageal wall,
Yeah.
the lining, just to wear down, and then
Yeah.
rip and rupture, and he was just vomiting blood.
Yeah. Well,
And-
I mean, he's
yeah.
vomiting, period, and it's a lot of
Yes.
blood's getting in it.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and then
that
so
makes
he
sense. Yeah.
throws up a lot, and then as he throws up,
Right.
the acid wears down the wall of his throat.
Makes it worse.
Holy hell.
Yeah, and so he gets to the ER, and I remember walking out to the ambulance to grab paperwork, walking back in, and I see just this wall covered in blood, and just this swath, and I was like, what happened? And they're like, oh, we took him to the OR. I was like, oh,
okay.
okay. And that was my first call ever.
And then you were hooked.
Experience. I was hooked. I was hooked. I was like,
After
this
that-
is how it always is. And then we get, the bullshit like, I pulled my catheter out.
I'm like, you fucking dumb shit.
Why'd you do that?
Hi,
Like how
I'm
it
Ricky. I'm
feels.
here to help. Yes.
You lose your Ricky very fast
Yeah, I'm
after
sure.
those calls. But yeah.
Yeah. Right on, man. That sounds like a hell of a fucking time. Not gonna
That
lie.
was 6 in the morning, this meth head just swings at me. And that's the job, is like, you literally don't know what's going to happen at any point in time.
It's a roll of the dice.
Uh-huh. And so, like, I've had days where, like, I just sit on my ass and watch Netflix and take naps and cook up some food at the station, and we're just chilling. Some days like that, and it's awesome. But then there's days at any fucking point in time where you're just like, all right, I can relax. Like, it's been, like, 2 hours since our last call. Like, hey, man, you want to run to Bel Air? We'll grab some steaks. We'll grill them up outside.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it sounds like a good day. Go to Bel Air and immediately just shit show. Just everything hits the fan
All
immediately.
the beepers at once. Well, they don't use beepers anymore. It's probably all
Yeah, we
cellular.
still, no, we still have.
You have a
still
beeper?
beepers?
We have
Yeah.
beepers. Yeah, we have beepers.
I hear something beeping from your room all the time.
Right.
That's my vibrator.
Oh,
Oh, the mode selection.
you got to put it
right?
on silent, dude.
Well, I kind of want you to know what's going on.
Oh, okay. Well, thank
go.
you, buddy.
It's just nonverbal communication between roommates.
Communication's important in a
SOS,
household
actually.
situation.
Or what is
Exactly.
it? No, Morse code.
Morse code, yeah.
So you got to brush up on your Morse code there, buddy.
Yeah.
Beep, 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 beep.
That's pleasure me.
Yeah, if you didn't know that. In French.
Now you do. But right on,
dude.
man. Yeah.
Dude.
So that's the start, of course. I mean, like, you're going to be hooked in, and then I wonder. So now the question I would have almost is, like, what's the pass-fail rate? Or not so much pass-fail, but the people who, after their first, like, crazy
We had a
call,
huge-
are just like, this isn't the life for me.
Yeah,
you know?
so perfect example for me is my brother. Him and I were both lifeguards growing up. And so pretty much I always say being an EMT is like being a lifeguard on steroids.
Right.
You're sitting around doing nothing, bullshitting for most of the time,
Yep.
until shit hits the fan and there's a kid drowning and you actually have to do something. And so my brother had an experience where a 3-year-old girl drowned in the pool and they had to do CPR on her. And so there's like these 14, 15-year-olds lifeguards who are doing CPR on a 13-year-old until the paramedics arrive.
Right. You're doing
my-
everything you can.
Exactly.
With that
And my
age,
brother
right?
loved the job up until then. He felt kind of cool, like I'm a lifeguard.
Yeah, but see, the problem is with that coolness, there comes a responsibility.
Exactly.
There's
yeah.
a reason why.
There's a reason why there is a prestige.
Yeah, it's because you actually have to act under pressure.
Yeah, it's not just
Yeah.
knowing what to do in a training situation, because we've done CPR on dummies a million
Yeah,
times.
but training simulations
It's
are
nothing
a
like it.
whole lot different.
You ever
yeah.
taken a bag of Lay's and just like that?
Can't say I have. But...
That's what it feels like to crush an old lady's chest.
Oh, yeah. That's one of those that's probably a bummer when you do, too.
Yeah.
You're just like,
Oh, that's uncomfortable.
I fucked up.
Oh God! Okay. Saving your life.
On the plus side, she's unconscious at the time, so there's no screaming.
Okay, yeah. But no, so
But
my brother, he could not handle it.
Yeah.
And he quit like 2 days later. He was
Yeah.
like, "That's what we actually have to do. Like, that's it."
It's
And I
like-
mean, there was one CPR incident at the pool in 15 years, right? But that's the job. Is
yeah.
at any point in time
The
that
reason,
can happen.
what do they say? It's it actually applies to quite a few jobs, but the more prestigious jobs, of course, it's hours and hours of absolute boredom, punctuated by moments of sheer terror.
Yep.
And that's kind of
And the terror is what gets you.
Yeah, but that's if you don't enjoy it. If that's not something that you can get some sort of, you don't have to get a high off it, though. You probably
I do.
Yeah,
Oh, I do.
but you have to at least be able to accept it and assess it and run with it.
Be in the moment, be able to like go with things. as
Right?
time
I mean, yeah, because that's
roll.
yeah,
I love just the need to MacGyver stuff.
yeah.
Where you're
Oh,
like,
okay. You like
we
adapting.
literally have no tool for this job right
Yeah.
now. There was a moment in time where we had this trauma patient, motorcycle accident, up in like past Auburn.
Is it me?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, you do look familiar.
That's where I knew you from.
We have met before.
Dummy.
Did you ever get your chest decompressed?
No.
Okay.
I luckily it was just they were super cool. I was conscious every
Yeah,
time
yeah.
I went down. So.
You'd probably freak out if you had to get your chest decompressed. You could.
I'd
I'd be all right with it.
You'd probably be unconscious.
Yeah, I'd either be unconscious
Hopefully.
or I'd be pretty stoked. Honestly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm alive, okay,
Yeah.
man.
But not for long.
Just the needle thing.
Because that's the
needle
one thing. The doctors have always, or nurses, I've always been pretty cool when I go into a hospital setting because I like the fact that I can see that most of them do act pretty well under pressure.
Yeah.
And of course, I kind of seem to be able to do the same, you know. And like one of it's not nearly that exciting, but she fucked up on my thing and then left the little valve open and it's like spurting blood. Right, and she was going and doing like a bunch of different patients all at the same time, you know, and I was like, hey, you forgot something, you know, and she looks over and it's like squirting, like like because she got an artery, you know, it's like squirting. She's like,
she hit your artery instead of a vein.
Yeah. I'm just like, by the way, I'm probably gonna pass out.
I'm
here
gonna
in the
need a
next,
cookie here pretty soon.
I feel my blood.
I just and I gave her the heads up. I was like, look, you know, it's you should fix this. By the way, I'll be out in about maybe 2 minutes or 30 seconds. You know, I was like, I feel the tingles coming. I'm just describing it. You know, like, we should fix this.
Who got the light
You're up
head?
against it.
Yeah. See, now the problem is I don't know enough about like the system. I probably it was one of those where the needle was in.
Yeah,
and I had the
IV.
tube out. Yeah, I should have just twisted the valve itself.
Yes.
Because I could have done that.
Yes, you could have.
Yeah. But
But
didn't.
no one really knows.
I was
mean,
actually
like,
kind of fucking with her. I didn't realize I'd lose that much blood that quickly.
Yeah.
So I was gonna be like, hey, yeah, look, you fucked up, you know. But I was already like, oh, damn it, I'm losing too much blood.
yeah, dude,
This joke is risky.
Right?
it's worth it.
Worth it. No,
In it. I'm in the joke.
I told her she had to bring me donuts the next day, but
She didn't. Did
no,
she?
she didn't. I was gonna bring her donuts because I felt bad.
Was she
'Cause
cute?
she was well, she's cute. Also, she was clearly new.
Yeah, she.
It's kind of right, donut worthy at least. But
Miss you were donut worthy.
that's the new the barrier right
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Yeah.
Donut worthy.
Would I bring her donuts?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
All right.
Cheers.
I'll drink to that. But anyways, yeah. Sorry.
Motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
Up past Auburn in Nevada County. I was working with Sierra Nevada Ambulance, who runs 911 up there. They're actually based through Dignity Health Hospital. Trying to remember this whole story now. Motorcycle accident.
Yeah,
We were talking
decompression.
about.
The chest decompression guy.
Oh yeah. Shoot, dude. What were we talking about just before that?
Hang on. This is what was it?
Because there was something specific about this story that made me think of it.
Man, it was the
don't
new. Did you have one of the Murkies on your crew?
No, we didn't have a Ricky rescue, but it was a motorcycle accident, and oh shoot, dude was super cool about it the entire time. But he had gone down an embankment. I know how this is. He ended up dying, but
that sucks.
It
yeah.
sucks.
But
he went.
you know.
He went out. He went out. He went out like
Blaze of
like a
glory.
champ.
Like an evil Knievel over
Dude,
here. Yeah.
So he was on one lane coming this way, one lane going this way. On
Single
either
lane,
side
yeah.
with like this like trapezoidal like embankment under.
Okay.
Like, on so divot down,
divots,
back
and then
up.
comes back. Yeah.
And so he goes like at like 120 down and back up and flies headlong into a semi.
Oh.
So I wasn't even the first unit
Oncoming
on.
or
Yeah, oncoming. So semi's going 60, 70
Yeah.
this way.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that
He's
be
going
DOA?
120 this way.
Oh,
Boom,
jeez.
boom.
Well, it's
And
not.
he-
It's the problem.
He flies off of it,
Yeah.
off his bike, and into the cabin.
Oh.
Almost. Like, his head was, like, he definitely cracked the window and injured the driver of the semi.
Okay, so the window broke his fall a little bit.
A little bit, but
I mean-
compression fracture on his skull, you know.
Oh my
Not
god!
flying
Just
straight
imagine
through.
driving that truck and then all of a sudden you just take a dude.
You're looking like, damn, dude, that dude speed wobbles. Speed wobbles.
Uh,
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Wait,
He's
what?
coming
Hey!
at me.
Why is he coming at me? Why is he coming at me?
Well,
Why is he coming at me?
You can't wipe that off your windshield. So.
But no, I remember that. So I show up to the scene, and just the magnitude. I don't know if you guys have ever, like, I've been a part of a couple really big, just emergency responses, like
Right.
huge,
Where it's multiple body
yeah,
kind of
like
things.
statewide, nationwide
And
responses to
there are
things.
multiple. Yeah.
Where we
Calling
have
it-
such an amazing ability in this country to communicate with each other and set up these rules and regulations of exactly how everything's supposed to go in an emergency situation, so that when shit hits the fan, the nation can respond.
And it operates like a smooth machine.
Super smooth.
Yeah.
And so this was one of those instances where like we had like helicopters being coordinated by fire, and so fire was there putting out the fire of the like engines that started, and like something was going on, and so they were there, and then all firemen are EMTs. Well, not in this county because
I thought Sac County did do that.
Sac County does it, but this was up in Nevada County.
Oh, gotcha.
And they're not there. So we had like I remember showing up, and I was the like fourth ambulance on the scene, right?
Yeah.
Because there was subsequent accidents, and like they're bullshit accidents. Like someone's like, "Oh my god, dude, that's it!"
Oh, yeah,
and,
they
like, run
rubberneck and
someone,
shit.
Yeah, and they run into someone. So like,
fuck
like,
it all up.
How fast are you going? Like 15 miles an hour?
We're not worried about you.
Do you want to go to the hospital?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna need another ambulance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, because clearly you should be focused on the ones that are
Yes. Okay.
damn
so
near
yeah,
or in body bags
we
at
have
that point. You know?
So this accident just evolved, but that was the initial one.
Yeah.
And so I got to see them while they were there, and I'm an intern. So I walk up, and like paramedics like darting this dude. So darting means to a pneumothorax. So you thoracentesis. So you stick a needle in,
Gotta
air
use
comes
smaller
out.
words around here, man. Or break them down.
You stick a needle in the chest.
Cool, we got
you
that.
Pull the needle out, leave the catheter
Well, you can break
in,
it down because
and
I'm
air
interested.
goes out.
Yeah, to be all honest, like I'm interested to learn the phrasing behind it.
Yeah.
It's actually really
So to
interesting,
dart
but,
someone
yeah.
is just or a chest tube. So you can either go here on the mid-axillary.
Yeah,
so
to get sideways into the cage.
Right,
Yeah.
You get in the cage there, but you leave this one open usually because unless you can't get here, like you fail here,
Yeah.
you have to go here. You go down underneath the armpit because that's where doctors will do the chest tubes.
Gotcha.
And so usually you save that open because
You want that for the permanent situation
exactly.
instead of that
so
makes sense.
So the needle is like, hey, it's going to work for 30.
That's your stint to hold you over to get them to the
Exactly.
hospital.
So
yeah.
I don't save lives. I prolong death.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Right. Which is a good way to
Exactly.
yeah,
I prolong dying experiences.
somebody else comes in and actually fixes it. You're
Sharp
temporary.
knives and bright lights.
You're a
yeah. I'm a
big
Band-Aid.
giant fucking
I'm a
Band-Aid.
big fucking Band-Aid.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I love it.
Yeah.
It's my role, and I accept it in life. And
But it's a high-pressure
yeah,
Band-Aid.
definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, you do save lives sometimes, though.
Sometimes, yes,
and
we get field saves.
And that's when, like, that Band-Aid, if that Band-Aid hadn't been applied there, they would have gone.
Yes,
Like,
but I mean, there's a lot of situations. If I ever do a code through a turn, that means like lights and sirens. So code 2 is driving normally. Code 3 is lights and
Sirens, yeah. Cut traffic.
Code 4 means stand down. If
Huh.
it means anything
Yeah.
else.
Well, stand down would be, it's just like.
Yeah,
ain't-
code
ain't
4
doing
is like,
shit.
no, you're good.
Yeah.
Stand down. Because like fire will be on scene, and we go code forward by fire. That means
Gotcha.
fire showed up and was like, yeah, there's no medical need. We'll
I
clean
see.
everything up. You guys can go back into service.
Gotcha. Yeah, let's go actually
yeah.
protect other people, save other lives.
Exactly,
That,
yeah. And so it's a good way to. It's my favorite. It's my own little favorite thing to code for fire because there's so many more fire than ambulances.
Right,
So
so if
fire's
you can
always
code
there
for a
quicker.
fire-
Yeah, you're like, fuck yeah.
well, you just snagged essentially. Because
Yeah.
that's the thing. Is like, it doesn't matter what
One
your
team
career
for
is,
sure.
yeah.
One team for sure. But fuck fire.
Yeah.
One team. We're one team. Like,
Yeah.
Love the
Well,
guys.
but
They're
it's-
amazing. They've saved my life before.
It's the friendly rivalry.
Yeah, exactly,
You
yeah.
know, and that's what actually increases.
But fire's a bunch of douchebags, whatever. No, we
Right
love
on.
them.
but they're
We love them.
scumbags.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Oh, man, we rely on
Oh,
them all
fuck
the time.
They go, fuck all privates. Fuck the private ambulance companies.
Right, oh, yeah.
You know, and it's whatever. It's what we are. It's who we are, and I love the rivalry, and I love the.
But that's what increases it. Friendly rivalry makes everything run better.
Of course, yeah.
You know, that's
Uh-huh.
what's gonna. You take a
Professional-
little more pride in
yeah,
your job.
exactly.
Yeah, it's good.
But Metro, they call you out for jobs? Is that how you got out to Sonoma last season?
Oh yeah. That was actually a county-wide response. That was like,
Okay.
They called for a strike team from Sac County, and
Because
we
it was a big
responded.
deal. It was like a big event.
Yeah,
they needed
so
to pull
you know
from out
the
of
fires
county.
up in Sonoma.
Yeah. Oh, that whole thing. Yeah, Napa Valley,
Napa
Sonoma,
Valley
all
fires.
that.
It
Yeah.
was crazy.
One of the episodes of California just being on fire, you know.
Yeah. No. Well, there was. Yeah, that was one.
The other
There was
one,
LA,
there's another one,
and,
and there's Oregon. And
We're probably getting back into
about
that
that.
season. We're getting back into fire season.
it's-
But
it's
last
summer.
season,
You're about to lose a lot of
were-
sleep here, bud.
Yeah, they're going to keep
Love
you
it.
busy.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe not. I got seniority now. If I don't want to go, I don't go.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, but I always want to.
Because you've been doing this. Yeah. How long have you been up to this?
Since I was 18, so I'm hitting 5 years now.
5 year good shit. So that's including your 2 years after. 4 years from 18 is when you officially became.
So I've been a paramedic for a year and a half, give or take now.
Okay.
It was January, February, March, April of last year.
Nice. So yeah, you're in almost.
Not even. I mean, you're in like 2-3 months.
Yeah. Well,
You're in 2
2 months. Yeah, close enough.
Yeah,
Year and a half.
Yeah,
We'll give it
okay.
to you. Yeah.
We're hitting the whatever.
No, drinking. It's all
Plus
good,
like 2 years. Well, I mean, plus like 2 years of schooling to become a paramedic, and for a
Right.
good portion of that,
You add in the
I was
experience.
acting as a paramedic but not getting paid as one.
Right, and I'm sure there's like I don't know if it's a year long or 6 months where it's like you're doing the duties before
Yeah.
they actually promote you up.
Exactly.
And then part of that, they want to see that you can.
Yeah,
perform.
and you do it under a preceptor, and so they can be like, preceptor's like the one who's like your safety net. So like, hey Ben, are you sure you want to push that drug right now? You sure you grabbed the right one?
Yeah.
You're like, it's like 3 in the
They
morning.
make
You're like
you
reading it.
double-check
And you're
your
like,
shit, yeah.
adenosine, atropine, adenosine, atropine.
Yeah.
Which one am I? Wait, what's going on? Because one stops your heart, the other one starts. You know, like,
Don't
What?
let's go down or not. you
was
know?
it 200 milligrams or 0.2?
But that's good because then they'll sit there and when you think you have it, they'll double check your shit
Exactly. Yeah.
and make you second guess your own
That's
work.
that's actually the role of a good EMT is that you have to know all the tools on my belt so that when I go, hey, this is what I'm doing, you go,
You sure about that? The 4 snips right now? Yeah. Like, you don't need those. Yeah.
you know. Anyways, yeah. I think the city named. We were trying to think of this on the way in.
Oh,
he asked me.
the city that you were working at?
Calistoga, I think.
Calistoga, yeah.
Is that Sonoma County?
That's
Because I evacuated a city and I'm pretty sure it's called
that sounds
Calistoga.
about right.
Okay, yeah.
I can't recall
Sure,
where exactly.
whatever.
Either Calistoga's Napa or it might be eastbound.
Yeah, it's east of it, but I know it wasn't
Yeah.
exactly Napa.
Yeah.
We were doing one of the outlying cities, and so the first part, so I was on shift and I was working a 12-hour day car shift, just some bullshit fun.
Yeah.
You know, I usually work 24s, 48s, 36s, whatever, and so like 12 hours. That's
So
easy.
just break that down, of course,
Okay.
because everybody knows that these guys. But that's some crazy shit. You'll
Yeah.
just
It's
run.
it's a weird schedule.
Well, not even that. It's not even just weird, but it's like, how badass you got to be to just run for 48 hours without sleeping or some
I mean,
shit, and then
I
you're
always-
saving lives on top of that.
For sure, sometimes.
Right.
I mean, I've never gone to full 48 with no sleep.
Right.
When you're running a 48, you just know that if I make it to the station, I go to sleep. Period.
Yeah, and that sounds
Uh-huh.
about right. Yeah.
And so you, at the start of your shift, you come in with like 4 Red Bulls already. Like you put those in the fridge and you wait. you
Yeah,
know.
just save those for later.
Save those for later.
Yeah.
Always have a pot of coffee on. Always have a traveler mug full of coffee in the ambulance.
Right.
Doesn't matter if it's cold. Fuck it. I'm drinking coffee. I'm
Yeah.
drinking anything with caffeine in it.
Right.
You got your Excedrin. You know, you got
But then
your-
at the same time, if you have a dull moment, that's a power nap, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
power
like-
nap, 45 minutes is a big deal.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah.
Where you're like, but I definitely gone times where I'm like, I'm not fucking doing this paperwork.
Right. Yeah. No.
I'm
you
gonna
deal
go
with the
take a nap.
paperwork when you get back.
You do it on the back 24.
Yeah.
And so the back 24, you're like, I got some time. I'll crack out like 4 or 5 paperwork, 4 or 5 PCRs. We're good. It's no big deal. And so you sleep when you can. Period. And there's people who are like up like watching TV and stuff, and I'm like, newbie.
Right. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, right. And you're like, okay. And then like 6 hours from now, they're like, dude, I'm so tired right now.
It's like you could have been sleeping.
You
the whole
should have
time.
been
Yeah.
sleeping, motherfucker. That's
Yeah.
your fault, not mine.
Well, and to be honest, that's what's the beautiful part. If you ask me about a seasoned vet at that point,
yes, I'm salty as fuck.
right? You salty over here. Beef jerky, bro.
Yeah.
But the point being is that I've been on the ground a few times. Well, shit, I am moving, and I need some sort of assistance. It's kind of nice to know that most of the guys have been through some shit, and they're like, I'm gonna nap when I can, instead of being super sleep deprived.
Yep.
And
That being said, when I am super sleep deprived, it's muscle memory.
right.
I've done it 1,000 times now.
So it is, yeah.
And
Even
so,
that
like,
solves it.
I've definitely gotten to that point in time where, like, I'm like, oh, fuck, it's 3 in the morning. Okay, let's go, put my gloves on. I'm just like, I'm sleepwalking, and I walk into the room,
Right.
and you kind of think you see something, you're like, oh, shit. And when you say, oh, shit,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, fuck. And you throw the bag off the gurney, clear it off, like, let's go! Run into the room, carry this
Yeah.
lady out, like, I got her!
Yeah.
There was one instance. I mean, I have stories
Yeah,
for
go for it.
days.
Yeah. I'd love to hear, man.
We will get back to the Sonoma fires because
Of
there's an
course.
awesome, hilarious story that you're gonna want to hear that Willie specifically wants me to tell you.
Yeah, I'm baiting him for that.
Oh, you've heard this? You've heard it before?
yeah.
Well, I'm
It's
excited to hear it. Yeah.
hilarious. Okay, so we, again, 2 in the morning, and this is not my story. This is another medic story. But he was running like crazy. He was on a 48-hour shift, and he went to a call, came back to the station, and they're at a house. The station is just a house because we're a private ambulance. We're not a fire station or anything like that. We're not city-owned.
Right.
So they pull into this house that we rent that's in this like centralized area, super easy to respond from. We pull in and park and.
You want one of these two, by the way. I'm not trying to ruin your story. I'll get you.
So we pull into the house and they pull in the house and medic's in there. He's Dustin. He's just doing his paperwork, just chilling. One of our best medics, my favorite guy in the world, just super nice guy. And all of a sudden, the neighbor runs out of his house at 3 in the morning carrying his 13-year-old son, who had just hung himself.
Oh my God!
Right? Yeah. Yeah, you guys just got fucked up in the head real quick.
No, all of a sudden it got serious.
Yeah, it got very serious.
Yeah.
Runs, my fucking son. And I heard this from his partner who had gone inside, and she was coming out with the smoke, and she was about to smoke.
Yeah.
And, like, she looks over and just sees this dad just, like, first off, I'm pretty sure she said that the dad was strapped, just because they live next to drug dealers.
Yeah.
Awesome. Again,
okay.
This is our South Sac station. Like, this is not a nice area.
Right.
And so, like, he runs up and he just, like, gives the son to the medic. And the medic is like, I've been running since nonstop since 6 a.m. It's 3 in the morning now. This is the worst time to be given this call now.
And not to mention, what can you do at that point?
Well, here's the thing is, his dad heard, like, the chair drop.
Oh, okay, so it was recent. Yeah, okay.
Heard the chair drop. The kid is pulseless and apneic, so no heartbeat. Apneic means no breathing.
Okay.
But like his neck cracked, right? Because like that's usually what happens.
Sometimes happens, right?
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah.
So that's what happened. It was a spinal injury that was causing his diaphragm to not be able to. He wasn't able to breathe for himself.
Gotcha.
So they throw him in a C-collar, intubate him, and start running. And fire shows up 3 minutes later, 4 minutes later.
So you code forward fire.
No, they did not. No. You never do them in that situation.
No,
you
not
need
that
all hands on deck.
Cool.
That one's all hands on deck. So like, if it was like, I hurt my knee.
That's one of those, yeah.
You're good, man. Just code for him.
But this one, it's
this one is like all hands on deck. And so this is, again, one team. And fire, hates us. We're private. And we hate them because they're, fire. So they're a bunch of douchebags. But they're not. They're awesome, really good guys.
Right, when it comes,
of course, yes.
When shit hits the fan.
When shit hits the fan, really good guys. Amazing, the exact people you want on your team. And so they told me, and again, I'm hearing this story secondhand, and she's like, they drill an IO, intraosseous, to create, so you push a gap into the bone marrow, and you're pushing drugs in through the bone marrow.
Straight into the deep bone marrow.
So you're either going through the tibia, which is the shin bone.
Yeah.
You go through the tibia or the humerus, which is your upper arm.
And is that because it gets it into your system quicker? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not quicker. It's the exact same as going IV, but
right.
It's so much easier than like trying to like needle in through a vein.
You just fucking go for it at that point. Yeah.
It's just power drill. It's a power drill, super strong drill.
Because the person's unconscious.
You just like hold it and go.
Wow.
Go.
Yeah.
Done.
And you, of course, know, like, especially tibia, you can spot that a mile away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
Humerus, you can kind of, you have to feel
there's
for
certain
it.
points where you can find them, yeah.
It's right up here. Humeral head.
Yeah.
You find where, right there.
Would you only do that in situations because it's so painful to conscious people?
It's not actually super painful.
Okay. I thought cracking into the marrow was like always painful.
It is.
I mean, the thing is there's
pre-medicate it. You can pre-medicate it.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
well, there's probably also that whole like, hey, this is gonna hurt a lot, but you'd be dead if we did.
Yeah. So pretty much like, hey, you're dying right now. You're conscious, but you're dying.
It's gonna suck.
It gets people to go along with your
So I've never
agenda
conscious
good.
IO'd someone. There's protocols to conscious IO people. I've never done it.
Right.
I've only ever done it on unconscious people.
Gotcha.
So it's like you drill into the bone and you're pushing through it. So IO, neck collar on, fast patches on to shock him. Like they're doing compressions, they're going.
Yeah.
And like within 2 minutes, they get the CPR is successful.
They pop,
which only happens about 10% of the time.
Damn.
It's actually like
so that's why
it's
a big thing. You're
so
stoked.
it's that's why this is a huge moment. So one, he's young, super young kid.
He said like
healthy
13.
Heart, yeah, 13.
Yeah.
Healthy heart, healthy everything. And then it was a neurological reason. It wasn't a cardiac reason, right? His heart didn't stop because of his heart being bad. It stopped because of his central nervous system being bad.
Right, which was due to external,
due to an injury.
and
external
causes. Yeah.
He was only out of oxygen for 4 minutes, give or take,
Which
4 to 5 minutes.
actually isn't that
8
bad.
minutes is like
You're
8
gonna
minutes
be,
is
you're
like
gonna be a vegetable,
start of
probably.
brain death.
Yeah.
No, not vegetable. 8 minutes is like, oh, you're gonna have like slurred speech.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna have to
Oh,
relearn
really?
to write. You know.
Oh, okay.
But
10 minutes.
4
You're
minutes
hitting,
doesn't sound that bad.
No, there's divers who hold their breath for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
you're hitting the point in
Okay.
time where it's like 4 minutes is not bad. They get Rosk, they go to UC Davis
See,
with
now-
pediatric.
But that's the impressive thing is what you did is this dude came running out. He heard his kid hang up, the chair drop, unstrung him, and between however long that took.
I think he wasn't strapped. Here's what it was. He was running out and he had a knife in his hand, and Dustin thought he just like stabbed his kid. That's what it was because he had cut his kid down. He wasn't.
God, yeah. So
I knew,
he
I knew
cut-
there was
yeah.
a weapon involved. Sorry,
Yeah.
I just realized that.
Yeah, right. Still, nonetheless, though,
That makes sense. That makes a lot more
At the same
sense.
time, you probably restrain the father, not knowing what the
Yeah,
fuck
because
just
you're
happened.
like, back
yeah,
the fuck up.
yeah.
'Cause you've
know?
encountered. I'm sure you've encountered episodes where you have been charged by a guy with a knife
Yeah.
and maybe carrying someone.
I have a scar on
yeah.
my wrist.
See, if we had that
damn.
camera installed,
Yeah, we
we
need
could zoom in
scar
on that
camera.
The scar cam.
shit. Yeah, scar cam.
Scar stories. Dude, yeah, no, and
Yeah.
so like, yeah, I've had instances where I've walked in, so you can see me right now. Now picture my hair, done up with gel, and I got my aviators on.
Right.
I'm in my Class B uniform, and I'm like, hey guys, Ben Battenfield here.
Whole
paramedic,
different bullshit.
Former
Yeah.
Ricky. But I walk into someone's house who is a 99%, the community is all black. They have a huge mistrust of anyone with lights and sirens, anyone in authority figures.
Right.
And I totally get it. I understand the stigmas that have been taught to them as kids, and kids.
It's
their only-
deep-rooted at that point, yeah.
Their only experience with lights and sirens is that's what cops have.
Yeah.
They don't see
And
paramedics.
that's my dad's gone because of that shit, or something like that. There is a negative,
Yeah.
obvious stigma
And
that
so- to lights
you
and
can
sirens.
understand why, but
And I can understand it, but
Yeah.
I walk in and I'm like, hey, I'm a healer. I'm here to help. I'm not. I don't carry anything.
White flag,
You
dude.
know? Yeah, I try.
Yeah.
You try. But we wear the exact same uniforms as cops, except it says paramedic on my shoulder. Yeah.
it's blue. It's the blue.
It's
yeah.
still the blue because it hides blood really well.
Is that really the reason? God, that's
Can't
smart.
tell. I've come home with blood stains.
Yeah.
And Willie's never seen them or Gabe's never seen them.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, because there would just be like a discoloration kind of.
Yeah, it just
You
looks
look
like
close.
water. or
darker
something.
blue.
Yeah, just darker blue.
Yeah.
So it hides blood really well.
That's really actually clever.
Yeah. And so, like, I walked in this house and, like, I'm walking in, is this? And I look around and I'm like, that's an AK on the wall. He's strapped. And I'm here for Grandma.
Right.
Oh, fuck.
You realize
Like-
you're in a shit situation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
choose your
definitely-
words carefully.
I've walked into a situation before where all of a sudden I feel a hand on my belt pull me back out the door, and it was like, my partner would just, you don't turn your back,
Yeah.
just walk out.
Yep.
Hey, we're going to need police on this one. And I hate doing that. I
Yeah.
hate doing that.
Well, because it
I want
instills
to-
the distrust.
Yeah, exactly.
Is the problem?
Well, why'd they call the police?
Yeah.
I wasn't going to do anything. Yeah, but I can't prove that you're not.
Right, and at the
that's
same
the
and the
issues.
problem is you feel like you're in
Scene
danger.
safety.
You're trying to help somebody, but you don't want to have two people you got to save instead of just one.
And so the second time that's the first time happened, my partner pulled me out and we called cops, and that's why I learned I hate having cops on scene.
Right.
Super aggressive, super.
Well,
just-
because the mood changes. The
it
demeanor,
changes
yeah.
from we could get it's from like, oh, thank God they're here, to who the fuck just called the cops?
Oh yeah, especially when you see you've already seen that, so now they're thinking you're going to report, and now they've got more distrust. I'm sure
Towards us.
towards
And
you.
so,
Yeah.
Second time I've had an instance where we walk into a room and it's all guns. People are strapped. People are, just it's a harder life, sure.
Right.
Like, but I walk in and I'm like, all right, hey guys, first, everyone who's strapped, I need guns in another room.
Yeah.
Guns out of this room, please. Like, I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
here to help Grandma. I'm gonna go help her, but I need you guys to do this for me.
Yeah.
Just a protocol thing. And they go, no worries, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because at least now that's a
I
good thing.
respect you. You respect me. You called me here.
Yeah. And I need to help, and I can't help if you're.
I can't help if I'm needing to watch my back.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't.
Yeah.
And that's
Makes
legitimate. They should respect that too.
I've had, but then it's also super high stress. It's like, she's fucking dying. Why are you stopping?
Yeah.
And you're like, hey,
Because I don't want to die too. You know?
here's the thing. You're probably not going to kill me. Probably not.
Yeah, but then there's the unknown because you got Grandma just died. Everybody's in high tension, and because they called you to save, you didn't save. Suddenly, you're not the
I'm not a
unhealer.
hero.
You're the killer.
I'm
And
the one
it's
who
like,
failed.
yeah, you failed, which is in some eyes you murdered
Same
that
as.
person.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's like you did everything you could. Yes, but
Weren't good enough.
weren't good enough, and suddenly that becomes an it's a bad situation.
Yeah. So
crazy.
I mean, there's instances like that all the time that EMS has to go through a lot because we have to thread this needle of like, yeah, we're on the same side as law enforcement, back the blue, kind of stuff. And I'm 100% pro cop. I am because I have to
Yeah.
because they've saved my life. You
Right.
know,
Well, you
having
work
them on
hand in
scene.
hand many times.
A lot, and so but
However, you also don't want to.
however, yeah, we're also antagonistic because I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
You just turned a very calm situation into something else.
Right.
Like, no one was starting anything.
Well, and it may
yes,
not-
that's illegal. I get that what that is illegal.
Right.
But can we just,
Yeah.
like, not for right
You
now?
guys,
For a
you guys
split
each have
second, yeah.
eyes for different things. Like you're looking out for different things, and it sucks because they may notice something that'll cause them to get all like alarmed about something, and it's not even on your radar because you're just all about preventing death, not even
Right.
saving lives, just prolonging death. That's your mission.
Yeah.
Hey, this is going to be a really shitty half hour, but you're going to get to the hospital. They're probably
Yeah.
going to operate on you. You're going to have a really shitty 6 months after that. But maybe,
But you're gonna live.
maybe you're going to
Yeah.
live.
If you let me do my job.
If you just don't
Yeah.
shoot me, okay?
Yeah,
How about
that's the
that?
big one.
Yeah, just
no
don't shoot
shooting
me.
here.
Just
Yeah.
don't shoot me, okay?
That's crazy.
In addition to people toting weapons, fire is also another
Oh, yeah,
danger
so-
that you encounter in your line of work.
Keep coming back to that.
well, let's hear it, man.
All right, yeah,
I'm curious,
no, for sure. Okay, so we're evacuating the city of Calistoga. We get called. So I'm on shift. I work a 12-hour shift. It's the 11th hour of the 12-hour shift. And so we call it the danger zone. It hits that 11th hour, you're like, so I should be clearing in the next 15 minutes or so, but if I pop a call, I'm going to have to take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you always get held over after those calls. And they can
It's gonna be
mandatory.
your Murphy's Law.
Yeah, it's,
you know?
it's called mandatory.
Yeah.
Or we got mandatory, right? So that means they can hold you over for up to 2 hours after your shift
Yeah.
without paying you double time. They call it a mandatory. It's a state law.
But
I
it's
don't know.
also, and I understand why. Of course, it's the due to
And
emergencies.
so it's like if
yeah.
there is if we declare a state of emergency, we have to do this.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, I get a call from my supervisor. He goes, "Hey, what are you doing for the next 4 days?" Working.
Yep.
Why? He's like, can you and Ralston, Ralston was my EMT at the time, he's like, can you and Ralston roll out on a strike team? I need a strike team leader. I was one of like 3 strike team leaders at our
Gotcha.
company.
Yeah.
And he goes, I need a strike team leader.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, dude. That's,
Strike team leader.
that's
Right?
fucking
Gold digger.
episode
Yeah.
6. You know, you're like Han Solo leading that
I'm
Endor
fucking Han
mission.
Solo
Dude, you're a
leading
strike
Endor.
team.
I'm a strike team.
Yeah.
And so we had a total of, let's see, 2 from NorCal, and then 6 from us, 8 ambulances, including me, so 8 total.
Yeah.
Ambulances respond to the strike team. So they call from Sac County, hey, we need a response. And I am one of 3 paramedics on the strike team. So we have, 3 ALS rigs and 2...
Yeah. Sorry about that.
3 ALS rigs and 5 BLS rigs, which is, so we have like 10 EMTs plus the 3 from the ALS rigs and 3 paramedics. So
Right.
13 EMTs, 3 paramedics. That makes sense? No. Whatever.
Yeah. Doing some math
16
here,
of us
but-
total. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit buzzed.
Oh, it happens.
Whatever. And so we roll out to Sonoma County, and we're like, we've known about these fires for a while.
Yeah.
2 nights before I was working, and I was with my partner Oliver, who works part-time with fire as a reserve, and he got called in on a water tender, and they like called him off shift, and they're like, hey, we need additional units. Can you just drive yourself up here? We need rigs.
Yeah.
We just need rigs. And so he shuttled rigs back and forth to these fires.
Right.
And so I knew that this was a thing. We knew the fires were going. We knew that they were crazy and getting big. And they were
Right.
doing evacuations. So we get called out and we go. Am I not talking loud
Yeah.
enough?
It's
Okay.
all good. You know, it's the pointing. Like, it's a hard thing to remember.
Okay.
But
Because I was over
yeah.
the side.
So I'll try and lean over and like
Okay.
compensate. But
So we look over to. So we start rolling out, and it's like a solid 2-hour drive, 2.5-hour drive out there. And we get cleared to go lights and sirens for 2.5 hours out there.
yeah.
And so we're driving out there. So
Lights and sirens for 2 hours.
2.5 hours. I'm like, it's fucking siren.
Yeah, after like
You gotta be
30
annoyed
minutes.
by that
in
shit,
an
right?
hour.
No, we didn't actually. It's so we call it code 2.5,
Yeah.
where it's like if there's someone around us, we'll go lights
Flip
and
it on,
sirens. If there's no one around us, we're just driving.
Just hauling ass.
Yeah. Again, like
So what's the? I mean, is the speed limit a thing when you're?
yeah, plus 15.
Plus 15's your deal. All
Plus
right.
15 is legal.
Yeah. Well.
And then there's what we do.
Yeah. But without without
Without creating a paper trail.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And so we're rolling out there.
Plus 16.
Yeah, so we make a 2.5 hour drive in like an hour and a half, right? You know, like we're hauling ass.
Yeah.
And we get out there because everyone's super gung ho, but it's a hurry up and wait situation.
Oh,
so we get out there and they're like, "Hey, man, we're at the forward command station, which is their 911 headquarters out there." And they're like, "Hey, we got like 12-pack tacos, you know, from Taco Bell over there.
It's a hurry up and wait,
you know,
for sure."
You know, they're like, "We got some Subway sandwiches in the fridge. We got, you know, just snacks galore. Like an entire like storeroom filled of water bottles."
Nice.
Like there was a huge response for this. Anyways, and people were just bringing shit in for people.
Right.
And so pretty much what we were told to do for the first like 12 hours was I show up and just sleep.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, you're on standby.
Remember what I said? You remember what I said?
You get a chance.
When you sleep.
You sleep.
I was the only one on the strike team to go to sleep. I was like, all right, guys. Really? Yeah, no, because everyone was like gung ho, like adrenaline's pumping.
Yeah, it's like
and most of them were fresh.
Cool it
you know,
when you can, though, right?
So I was the only one who was called directly off shift because I needed a leader.
Right.
And so I show up as a strike team leader, and I'm running the show. But I've already been on a 12-hour shift, and everyone shows up fresh. So I have to get there first to make contact with the local agencies.
Right.
And like I have to connect with dots with everyone. Like, hey, we're good. Cool. Yeah. Load up our ambulances, get everyone stocked. So I went through with 8 ambulances, and I did like rig check off, and I overstocked, so I double stocked everything. And I just went through and did everything.
Knowing that.
And then everyone shows up,
yeah.
and we roll out, and everyone's like all gung ho, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take a nap. You know, and so I sleep for the first like 6 hours of the strike team.
Yeah.
And like, so I had my second in command, Kurd, and he was running, doing shit. And he was handling everything. He was doing great. He was like, I know Ben's tired. I'm going to take care of this for him. So he took care of all the shit that I needed to. And comes in and just like wakes me up. He's like, hey, we're rolling out. And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go.
Right?
You know, I'm awake. I'm ready. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wake me up. Wake me up. And so we roll out to this place. And it's this veterans home, with like 1,200 residents or something like that. And we, for the first first day, we're just ferrying people. It's super basic, not like necessary. Like
no high pressure.
They need to get out. Like literally, no, it was high pressure because like
there's
this hill. And on the hill, there's fire.
Okay. So you can see the fire.
We can see the fire, and we can see the fire line cut by firemen.
There's a high pressure.
Yeah, there's a high pressure, but it's very organized chaos. You know, we have
organized chaos. I like that.
Yeah. So I'm in charge of 8 ambulances, and we're going to transport 24 people from this facility in Sonoma County to Stockton.
Okay.
Because that's where they had room and board for them, evacuation room and board. Because these people are all like semi-medical need veterans.
But they do need attention.
They're not either they're like dementia or they have some other kind of
thing
that they need help with. And so we, driving down to Stockton, and up on the hill you can see the firemen fighting the fire, and we're coming down. And so I'm driving these people down, and it's like, 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
Everyone's super happy. We have coffee. We got bagels. Like, it's very different running in the morning, running at night. When you're running at night, no one has shit for you. Fuck you. Do your job.
You just
in the morning, I'm like, hey, you want a cup of coffee while you're waiting for you guys? Oh, I love a cup of coffee. Thank you, Trisha. Yeah. So sweet. Night and day difference, literally.
Pun intended here.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
So we're taking our 24 people out. I got 3 in the back of my ambulance. My EMT, Ralston, is taking care of them. I'm driving. I'm like, fuck it, I don't want to deal with these people for 3 hours, 4 hours while we're driving to Stockton. I don't want to deal with them. Yeah. And Ralston's like, dude, this dude's in a lot of pain. I was like, fuck. All right, guys, I'm going to pull over. So I switched places with Ralston to go back there, start an IV, give him some pain meds. Because I can.
Yeah. Well, it might as well help him out.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But there's like no real way to document what I just did to him.
Right.
Like,
it's kind of
we just charge FEMA for like literally we're just like, hey FEMA, these are the things we used, reimburse us.
Yeah. So it's like you're not stocked.
Yeah. No. No, it's like a checkbox. Like,
yeah. Hey,
one
we
use
used this per day.
Right?
We didn't care who it was or
exactly.
anything. Yeah. Gotcha.
And no one's getting like a bill from us for this.
Right.
Maybe they are.
Well, maybe, but it's all like a natural disaster thing. Yeah.
And so it's all covered mostly for stuff. So we get into Stockton, and then we go from Stockton back all the way back up to Calistoga for like 8 hours, and then we're evacuating houses. And my favorite one. This is the story Willie wants me to tell. We show up to this house, and again, so now we have detachment of like 3 other ambulances with us. Now we're at 12 total, 4 extra ambulances. So like they're just like, hey, my department has 2 ambulances in it, and we sent one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like, I'll be your leader. I'm your strike team leader. They attach to our Sacramento unit.
Gotcha. They just take on it.
They just attach on, and I'm in charge. They follow on line. Cool. And so now I have 12 ambulances, and so we go up to this hilltop villa kind of place, and there it's like super hoity-toity, like board and care with like these like high-tech patients who need a lot of care and like beautiful, beautiful land. I know. I'm sure it would have been. But we're driving, so we drive through the black.
Yeah.
And driving through the black means like already burnt area.
Gotcha.
Black is safe to drive through because it's already been burned.
Not gonna
Can't
burn
burn again.
Yeah.
So we're driving through the black, and we get up to this house, and on the other side of the house, nothing on the hill has been burnt. The fire's gone. Like it's been cleared off. Fire fought it off, and we're evacuating these people because some of them have smoke inhalation injuries. Some of them, and staff was just there, like just with this family, like these people. And so we load everyone up, and there's about 14 patients. So it's my ambulance has 2 patients, and everyone else has none. One. Sorry, one.
Yeah.
Everyone has at least one. Mine
Somebody
has 2.
else has gotta have
and
one,
then
right?
Kurd has 2.
Okay. Yeah.
My second in command, Kurd. So I have 2. He has 2. But again, I make Ralston take it because I want to drive.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to deal with the shit. Because that person probably.
But I know what happened last time. I know what happened last time is I ended up having to go back there and actually.
So it's like you might as well drive while you can.
Yeah, drive while you can.
Yeah.
We can pull over anytime.
Yeah.
Except we couldn't.
Oh.
So we're coming down the hill. Like everyone's just like bullshitting over the radios and stuff, and I'm leading. And I'm like, all right, guys, quiet down the radios. You know, like
because there's a bunch of chatter and shit. Yeah.
But we're on private channels, like just the 12 of us.
Yeah,
are on private
but it's
channel.
just that's when the chatter gets probably crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
Just bullshit
Hey,
with
fuck
each other.
you,
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah. Got a tail light out, bro.
I'm gonna ram him, okay? God damn it.
It's just it's BS chatter, but yeah.
Remembering half the stuff that they're saying
chatter,
the entire way through. And so we're just going down this hill, and we get to this point where there's these like curvebacks for about like 5 miles. It's endless.
Yeah.
Not really 5 miles. It feels like 5 miles.
Yeah.
You're just like cut back after cut back down these hills.
Yeah.
And so instead of going back through the black, because it takes like an extra like half hour to get to where we're going,
right.
I'm like, let's just drive to the front. It's no big deal.
Going, yeah.
All of a sudden, I'm like, it's getting smoky.
Uh-oh.
There's a spot flare that fire hadn't known about.
Yeah, they missed.
So spot flare means like huge fire, just like this piece of like burning debris flies over 6 miles down and ignites a field in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Fire jumps.
Yeah.
Like leaps. And so this is like 12 miles away from the nearest fire engine because they're fighting the fire in a different sector.
Yeah.
And so we're like supposed to be in the clear. So we're driving down this hill and we're in these cutbacks. Just 1-lane road cutbacks. We're driving in the middle of the road because our ambulances are bulky.
Yeah.
We got patients. We're not, so there's no traffic.
Yeah. Well,
We've already
it's all evacuated everybody else. Yeah.
Except for these people who are up on this hill, villa or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm coming down, cut back. And all of a sudden it gets smoky. I'm like, you guys, my gut's tingling.
Shit.
My gut's tingling.
Yeah.
So I go, hey guys, I need you guys to quiet down real quick. We got some smoke up here. They're like, oh, okay, no big deal. Like, it's like,
maybe some
it's
remnants.
pre-existing. Pre-existing.
You're leading the caravan, right?
I'm leading the caravan.
Yeah.
As a good leader does. Oh, yeah. And we come back down these cutbacks, and all of a sudden, that's who it was. We had this trainee, Melanie, who was riding with me in Ralston. That's why there's someone else.
Is she a Ricky?
Yeah, she's a Ricky Rescue.
Oh, yeah.
But she's more than a Ricky Rescue.
Yeah.
She's not going to last in this field.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
You can tell pretty
Yeah.
early
Oh,
on,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure,
She goes, oh my God! And I remember she just like grabs my pec and just like nails digging, and I'm like, fuck!
Like,
what?
I'm still driving.
Like,
what are you doing?
Yeah. And she goes, but there's a power line down on the road. And it's like sparking and flying.
Yeah,
and
flipping around doing what they do.
And I was like, well, fuck. So I'm like, I'll brake.
Yeah.
And I slam on the brakes.
And you got to wear the people behind you so they can slow too.
And so everyone slows down and comes to a halt. And all of a sudden, I see on the right, there's this fire coming down the hill.
Oh, shit.
And it's coming to us.
It's coming fast.
It's coming fast at us, like
Yeah.
burning fast. Like, you're like, oh, there's fire over there. Oh, shit, there's a fire over
it's
there.
Here.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah.
So it's like coming up over the road. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I hop out, and I take a aluminum rod that we had.
Yeah.
slap that thing
Yeah.
as far as I can out.
Smack it as hard as you
And
can.
I'm like, this is not safe at all.
You
I'm
got
like,
your rubber boots on, right?
yeah.
It's
Get
hoping
it
for
away.
the best. Yeah.
Golf
Yeah.
swing, pop it away. But it's still flapping around.
Yeah.
And it flaps on the other side and it ignites it.
Damn it.
I didn't tell anyone I did that.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've said anyone that.
We'll just keep that on the down
Keep
low.
that on the
Nobody
deal.
watches our show. You're good.
Well, the whole place is on fire anyway.
It's
so
all on fire. It's going to be
you
on
didn't
fire in 2
cause
seconds.
the
I didn't
fire.
cause it.
Yeah.
I just...
You sped it up.
I
a
opened the
little
path for us to get through. So we're going through, and there's still down power lines all down the way.
Yeah.
So we're only about a
You're
quarter
not
of the way
done
down.
yet,
And We're
yeah.
going down these hatchbacks, and I'm like, do we back up and go back up into the black? That's
Yeah.
the question is, do we get to the black?
Right.
We would have to back about a mile.
Yeah,
just
'cause you can't
backing,
turn
so
around.
We can't turn around. It's
Yeah,
one lane.
it's too short for those ambulances,
And so
yeah.
maybe, but not 12. Not 12 ambulances.
Yeah, one you could almost pull it
Uh-huh.
off.
One I
but-
could probably pull it off, and I probably would have.
Right, yeah. Well, because you and maybe a few other drivers have the capabilities of this. But
Yes.
how many drivers actually are capable enough at this point in where you're at?
We had a very young crew. That's very
So
true.
they weren't quite.
And
yeah.
so when I'm at 5 years, the strike team leader, you know that it's like not
that
exactly.
means everybody else is younger
Yeah.
than you,
Yeah.
or less experienced.
Less
than you.
experience. Yeah. We had a
which-
couple guys maybe as old as me. I'm only 23, so.
Yeah, which is that's saying something.
Yeah.
You got a pretty green crew.
We got a very green crew.
Impressive that people are still, that what you do.
Yeah,
what you,
it's
I
a very
think- which is
structured
huge.
system.
You do
Anyway,
what you
so
do at that
we hit the
point.
fire, and everyone's like freaking the fuck out, and like we got
Yeah.
people over the radio, like someone in the back is like, "Hey guys, what's happening? Guys, there's fire! Guys, there's fire around my rig right now. What's happening?" And I'm like,
shit.
"Oh fuck, okay." And I start going. Like,
You're like,
'cause
you gotta-
I'm like, roadway's clear. Be watch, left side power line. And so the entire way down, Melanie's on the radio going, "What's up, Marilyn?"
Melanie just can't keep it together.
She can't handle her shit. I'm sorry,
Melanie,
what'd you say?
say it again, slowly and clear.
Slowly, clearly.
Yeah.
And so me, I'm laughing because I'm like,
Yeah, 'cause-
we're gonna die.
Yeah,
Well,
you've
might as
accepted
well
your
take
fate.
it with a grain of salt and
I've
run
accepted,
with it.
I've accepted my fate. I'm like,
Full on gallows
I'm
humor.
like, hey, look, I'm gonna live or die. This is gonna be fun either way,
You might as well enjoy it.
right? Press the emergency button on the camera, and
Yeah.
I'm like, Mom, I love you.
That's it. That's what I get.
Love you, Mom.
Yeah.
All right, going down the hill. So we start crossbacks down the hill.
Yeah.
And we're going down, and it's just like we're going into Dante's Inferno, man. There's like
Fuck.
fire on either side of us. One of the ambulances catches an ember in the air intake.
Yeah.
And like he shuts down. He turns his rig
The
off.
clean air, clean air input
yeah,
tank or
and,
whatever.
like,
yeah.
Clears it. Anyways, like, so he shuts it down. He tells me, and I'm like, all right. So Kurd pulls over on the right half of the road, and I keep going down with anyone who can. Kurd stays back and helps him.
Yeah.
And so they take up the rear.
Were they gonna take and double stack that
Yeah.
and then get them fuck out of there?
Yeah, get them the fuck out
Yeah.
of there. Let the ambulance burn.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
And so
makes sense.
Kurd stops and goes and takes them out. So now I'm down to 10 ambulances. Kurt's
Yeah.
still good. I trust him. He's fine. We get down the hill. We're hatchbacks back and or crossbacks. You know what I mean?
Switchbacks, yeah.
Switchbacks,
Yeah.
back and forth,
Switchback.
all the way down. We're just going back down. I'm like, turning, and as we're turning down,
Melanie's still doing her thing.
Melonie's still doing her thing. She's like,
Melanie's still in
left
the high
line,
register.
power line on the right, power line on the right. Oh, is there? I didn't see it.
Yeah.
What?
She's probably like halfway through
Still
a
just
rosary.
grabbing my
by now.
pec,
You're
just
buzzing them
needles
to have
in.
some fun,
Yeah.
Like, might as well
I'm
enjoy
laughing.
It. Yeah.
I'm like, whatever. But everyone's doing a really good
Yeah.
job keeping their cool. And all of a sudden, I hear Melanie go, "Cow!"
Fuck.
And I'm like,
Love this part.
and so I
Is it cow
slam-
on fire?
Yes.
Ah! Yes.
And so I stop. I'm like, what?
Yeah, 'cause
And
I'm
so
thinking-
she's like, "Cow, right?" And I look, and there's this cow just lumbering on fire.
You just entered the next circle of hell.
It's actually burgers at that point.
It's burger. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's actually hamburger at that
Try
point.
to.
Yeah.
Tried to. But there's just like
Yeah.
this cow on fire at this point. And I look down the road,
Yeah.
and there's actually like, it's kind of sad, but there's like this just line on the side of the road with this farmhouse on the side.
Oh,
As we're coming to the
yeah.
end, and a line on the road of just like cows just shot.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's well. At least
They have to, yeah.
To be honest, it's like the merciful thing. They're like,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
cannot evacuate.
So
these
he's already
cows.
the farmer's already evacuated. We actually ran into another instance where I got called for shots fired while on the strike team, and it was because this farmer was just killing his cattle.
Yeah.
And he only
that's
gets the insurance payout if he can find the body.
Right.
And so if he can't find the body of the cow, he can't prove it's dead.
Gotcha.
Because it'll just run off, right?
Yeah. And so he lines them all up and just kind of shoots them, and because he doesn't have a slaughterhouse available or something like that.
Yeah.
you know?
Well, which is at the same time you think about it, it's like burning to death, quick shot to the head.
It
What's
is a
nicer?
mercy. In like the worst of
Yeah.
scenarios, it sucks.
It's not the way you want it to go, but
Yeah, you didn't want that to happen.
No,
but
of
at the same
course
time,
not,
like,
yeah.
I can't get all these. He saved his dog and his 2 horses.
yeah.
Right,
You know, you only have time for so much when the
Yeah.
car's moving.
Yeah, exactly. And spot flares are popping up all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, as you can see, cows when they're on fire, they can travel pretty far, such as in
Apparently.
front of a rig.
Yeah, this cow just.
He's one of the guys who he evaded the gunshot
Yeah.
and regretted it.
He got away.
Did it, yeah. And so
idea.
runs over and just dies on the middle of the road.
Oh, damn it! Of all places.
Of all places, like, so, well, maybe he's not. He's in his death throes.
Yeah,
in
well,
front of the road.
the point is,
And
he's
someone's
not
like,
moving anymore.
Ben, why aren't we moving? Ben, we need to move. Ben, we need to move.
Fucking cow on the road.
Fire in the back, and I was like, they're burning. There's hamburger in the road.
Yeah, and that's a
Um,
lot of meat.
Yeah, and so we pull off to the right or to the left, and we go around it. We eventually make our way through, and we get all the way down, and we're safe. But like, we pull up to this area that we find the black again.
Yeah.
That's already been burnt, and we pull up, and I stop, and I just hop out, and everyone hops out, and like the patients, we just leave the patients in the rigs.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
But everyone just hops out, and we're just like, what the fuck just happened? What the actual
Right, you're all
fuck
kind of
just happened?
Yeah.
We're all just, everyone is like,
Yeah.
adrenaline has just gone down, and we're here.
It's that moment of clarity.
And
For
we're
a
just
minute,
like-
huh?
Holy shit, that just happened. We all just went through that.
Yeah.
How's everyone doing? And Melanie's over there just like, did I do good, Ben? Did I do good? Yeah, Melanie, you did good. You did good.
Yeah.
Done
did
good.
You done did good.
You done good.
That'll do, pig.
That'll do. That'll do.
Yeah.
And then finally, I didn't realize, and Kurt shows back up, and he's like, why are we stopped? And I'm like, we're driving. Why are you out of breath? Just,
He's like, "But guys, did you see that fucking cat?
yeah, fucking cow in the middle of the road. Yeah, I killed it.
Yeah, we did.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, man.
That's-
That's a fucking hell of a story, man.
Yeah. And so, but that was one of the ones where I was like, oh wait, there was another part to that story.
Oh.
Before we get to that point, there was a cop at a roadblock who literally, I was like, hey man, we're supposed to be going up over there. Can we go, like, that's where, we got an evacuee up there we're supposed to get to.
Yeah.
They have a roadblock cutting off this road, and he's like, well, yeah, you guys can, go ahead.
Hey,
Good luck.
Good
I was like-
luck.
I was like, like, as we're like driving past, he says it, and Kurt just goes, "He just said good luck to me. Did he just say good luck?" I was like, "What? What does that mean?"
It's like,
And now we know what it meant.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
Watch out for the cows.
Yeah. Watch out.
Watch out for the flaming cows.
Let me know if you
right?
see any
Yeah.
cows, and let me know where they die.
Well, shit, man. See, the thing that ultimately, as we're kind of coming to a close here, but it's like,
To a wrap up.
Wow.
but dude, more than anything, it's like, I know everybody talks about it or you hear it. It's like you got to have the sense of humor. You got to be able to deal with the shit. But it's like the humility and the humbleness that you have doing the shit that you're doing every day. It's like a lot of people can't do that.
There's a lot of just
I couldn't.
fun to it.
I'm number one on that list.
But the point being, it's like it's not pretty sometimes.
No, definitely
There's
not.
a lot of it's just like fucking boring as shit. You're sleep deprived, and then suddenly you're doing shit that, to be honest, I believe is completely underpaid. But
It's hours and hours and hours of overpaid paperwork.
yeah, and then way underpaid.
And then you
Serious
couldn't pay me
shit.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But the point, and then at the same time, you come down and it's like we have a couple drinks, and you're super humble about it all.
Yeah.
But it's like, I know you kind of have to have that sense of humor, but it's like, it's huge. You meet people and it's like, they're the coolest fucking people in the world. And here you are, It's fucking cool,
Thank
dude.
you, dude. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
It is the field that I am blessed to be in, and I love it. And every day is just, there's something new that's happening. You don't know what you're gonna hit.
You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, right.
It's like
It's
a
like
box of chocolates.
Oh, you do. Y'all living together for a reason? What's going on here?
Got a little something outside.
Yeah, Ben actually. So your area that you cover is in Carmichael, right?
Well, now, yeah.
Yeah.
This new station I'm at is like Manzanita and Fair Oaks ish.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
Around there.
Yeah.
So he's gonna keep an eye on our parents.
Oh, good shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Willie's like he's already told me like, Ben, if you get this address,
Yeah,
Just our-
you fucking don't fuck around.
It's our
with that,
parents,
man.
yeah.
It's
Anyway,
probably gonna
Well,
be a bullshit
just,
call. But
Just do what you got to do, man.
do what you gotta do. I trust you, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
Good
old-
shit, man.
The old grumpy dude there's probably gonna give you a rough time, but just stick with him and it'll all be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ben Battenfield, paramedic extraordinaire.
Fucking A, man.
Thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for
This
everything you
this
do,
has been
man.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, I never filled your cup. God, I feel like an asshole here.
It's okay.
We can refill it now.
Oh,
After
okay.
we once
The secondary show. Yeah.
Yeah,
The after
we're
show.
gonna do that, and
Yep.
there's that.
See you next week.
We out.